Hi, for this video what I want to do is show you how to find the mean and the median of a frequency distribution. So what we have here is we have a frequency distribution that represents a score that can happen from 1 through 5 along with the frequency of the people that got that. So the mean, in order to calculate this, the formula is you're going to take the sum of your values times the frequency divided by the sum of your frequency. Okay, so that's what we're going to have to do. X just represents whatever your variable you're talking about, so in this case that would be our score, and F represents our frequency. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another column where we do X times F. So that means we're just going to go through and multiply these out. So I'm going to do 1 times 5, which would give me 5, 2 times 9, which is 18, 3 times 18, which is 54, 4 times 11 is 44, and 5 times 7 is 35. So once you're finished with this, you are going to find your sum of your columns. That's what this symbol means. Remember that this just means sum. Okay, that's uppercase sigma in case you're not familiar with that. So we're going to find the sum of this column, so I would just take the 5 plus the 18 plus the 54 plus the 44 plus the 35. I already have this worked out on paper, so you can either do hand calculations here or you can just plug it into your calculator. So the sum of this column here ends up giving me 156. So I would put 156 on the top. And then I'm going to divide it by the sum of this column. So we're going to find the sum of the frequency here. So I'm just going to add the 5 plus the 9 plus the 18 plus the 11 plus the 7. Again, I have already worked this out on paper and I ended up with 50. And so then all I would have to do is type in my calculator 156 divided by 50, and we can find that the mean is 3.12. So our mean score is a 3.12, which means that they scored a little bit higher than 3, so closer to the 4 and the 5. So there was more scores on the upper end than there were on the lower end. Okay, so the second thing that I want to talk to you about is finding the median. The median, remember, is the middle value. So for this, since we have 50 terms, or 50 people, so that's our sample size, we would just take this and divide it by 2, and we would get 25. So that means that our median is between the 25th and 26th term. Okay, because remember the median is from smallest to largest, the very middle term. So half of 50 is 25. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and look at my frequencies. So I'm going to take these values here and add them together until I find where the 25th term would be. So if I take 5 plus 9, that would give me 14. So I need 11 more, and we can see that this one has 11 more, so it's going to fall in this column. So this would end up being our median. So our median would end up being 3 because of the fact that the 25th term would fall in this column. So the 5 plus 9 gave me the 14. I need 11 more to get to the 25th term. And it's going to be between the 25th and 26th term. Both of them are going to be in this column, or sorry, in this row, in this category with a score of 3. So that's why it ends up being 3. Now, if it happened to be where if you add up these values and your 25th term was in the 2 and your 26th term was in the 3, so I had a total of 25 here, then I would find the average of 2 and 3 and it would give me 2.5. So if that does happen, that your middle term, the middle value, falls in the 2 different scores, then you would just find the median of those 2 scores. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there are additional topics you need me to cover, please let me know that as well.